From the moment we are born, the social construct of gender is forced upon us. The doctor declares the biological sex of the child, and with that, a significant portion of our identity has already been decided. We'll be swaddled in a pink or blue blanket, brought home to our pink or blue room, and our parents will immediately begin buying toys which correlate with our biological sex. For girls, this means Barbies and crayons and crafts, but for boys, this means Legos and monster trucks and blocks. As we, literally, our biology governs which instructions we receive. In Disney shows, we learn that those with, I hate this word, vaginas, are interested in fashion and childcare and dance. And we also learn that those with the opposite of vaginas are troublemakers, inventors, athletes, rock stars, pioneers. You see, our growth is stunted by the thick walls of these societal boxes, which we must check as we fill out job applications and standardized tests. Gender, female or male, check 1. During our younger years, when a basis of our identity is being formed, we are particularly vulnerable. We instinctively think of ourselves as safer if we fit in with everybody else, and consequently, we choose a box. Second grade Callie Costello, total tomboy, went through a phase of rather masculine expression. I preoccupied with myself with all items related to Star Wars, I wore boys' clothes, and I played with male peers at recess. I figured since my interests overlapped with what males enjoyed, I should express myself as a male. But you see, that's when society intervened. A woman at the market called me a little boy, and my teacher called me confused. Because of these comments, I felt that there was something inherently wrong with the way that I was expressing myself. I distinctly remember I wore a floral jumper with pink laid-up shoes on the first day of 3rd grade. Many of those who inherently know that we don't belong in this box feel as if something's wrong with us. And often we attempt to fix ourselves by conforming. It's interesting because around 50% of those under the age of 20 who are confident they identify as neither male or female do attempt suicide. This is a huge social issue. Before I go any further, I must clear up a common misconception. Gender and biological sex are not the same things. Our biological sex is governed by our genetic makeup and our physical anatomy. On the other hand, our gender is composed of how we think of ourselves, gender identity, and how we choose to express ourselves, gender expression. These two variables make gender a spectrum rather than a binary. On one side we have male identity and expression, male and masculine, and on the other side we have female identity and expression, female and feminine. Because of how society has taught us to think about gender, this may be easier to picture on a spectrum where one side is pure pink and one side is pure blue. Those who express themselves as both female and feminine, for example, I myself, would be called cisgender and fit into the pure pink side. Directly in between these two colors, we have those who identify and express themselves both as female and male, also known as gender fluid. Now toss in those who are transgender or questioning or cross-dressing and consider the limitless possibilities which mark this chart as we go from shade pure blue to pure pink. Our tendency to label is an epidemic. And I get it. It's easier to have two decisions, white or black, male, female, straight, queer. The thing is though, these are all purely social constructs. Without these constructs, imagine how peaceful our world would be if we saw each other beyond the labels which we are far too quick to slap on. I'm calling for a peaceful revolution, and I'm calling for open minds. I'm calling for the day where babies, despite their gender, are all wrapped in yellow blankets and brought home to yellow rooms and given the same toys wrapped in yellow boxes. Imagine the freedom, the creativity, and the acceptance, and the diversity that this would spark. We would form our own identities built off natures and personalities, rather than what society has determined is appropriate for a girl or a boy. To get to this point, it will certainly be difficult, and will require cooperation of the media and the market. But I do not think that it's impossible. How do we begin? Do what I'm doing now. Raise awareness. Talk about this. Create a mutual understanding about gender neutrality. Nobody should feel this enormous pressure to check a box, call it a day, and call it a life. Thank you.